Good morning. It's 8 a.m. on Friday morning. I actually have every other Friday off from work. I've got a wedding to go to down in Miami, so it's going to be quite a few hours before I leave, so I figured I'd take on another project. We just had Hurricane Nicole go by and dropped quite a bit of rain. If anybody's curious at how much rain can actually come down in Florida in a day, I'll show you, because I had this bucket out. Let's see what we got in one day. Oh. If you can see that. Oh, a little over 5 inches in a day. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to try to get the bumpers primed and painted. I've got this rust spot to fix where it's bubbling right here, so I'll hit it with a pretty heavy sandpaper. Little thing to note is chrome is a lot different to paint than painting over the body here, or metal. Paint does not like to stick to this at all. So I've got to sand it. Incidentally, you can see how nice the tailgate came out. So when you do paint with the hammered finish, if you do attempt something like this, don't worry if after a couple coats it looks spotty or just odd, because the paint actually takes a long time to fully dry. So what you're seeing is spots that aren't drying quite as quick, and it almost has to, I hate to use the term rise, but it almost has to rise up as it dries to give you that glossy kind of rough texture. But let me get some things ready. I got to move some vehicles, and then we'll get started. Okay, I'm working on the bumper here, getting the rubber trim off the back bumper. As you can see, there's a lot of rust taking the chrome off. So how you get these pieces off, you just lay down under there with a pair of pliers. I thought regular pliers would do, but these actually worked better because I was able to kind of get up easier. See, I got my helper here. What's up, Nacho? Don't get the tape on you. I don't know if I'm going to paint this or not. I taped it up, but I'm like, it looks terrible anyway. That's the spare tire. You unlock it, and got my other helper here. What's up, Bugs? I'm going to try to get this one off too. This one's a little harder to get at, and it's got more of these. Yeah, I wrecked it, but I got plenty of these around. So I'm going to take this piece off, and then this. And the only really bad spot that's visible is there, and it's okay, because it obviously was hit before I even got it. It had been hit. You can see it's bent. I'd love to replace the bumper, but that's not going to happen in a $300 paint job, is it? No. All right, back to work. I said back to work. So here are the clips under the bumper. Just kind of see if you can squeeze them and push them out. Yeah, just like that. And then just move down to the next one, which is going to require me to move and change hands. Try to do this guy lefty. Where are we looking at here? There it is. Did I miss one? Oh, I did. I missed one. I'll get this guy in. Second one here. If you do them in order, it'll come up. This guy is hard though. This one does not want to move. All right, I gotta put the camera down. But anyway, that's it. Do these. It looks like There's a couple in there. Well, this bottom part is going to be a little trickier, but we'll see. I got the top one off. Here you can see the damage from when it was hit. I wish there was some way I could kind of beat that down. You know, push it. I don't really think I have any way of doing it. I mean, I've got a sledgehammer, but I don't want to take a chance of hitting anything I'm not supposed to. I don't know really what would happen. So I'm just gonna probably leave it as is. There's a lot of rust, but it's good I got these pads off. This one's a little trickier because you can't really see the clips easily. I may just paint around it, but we'll see. I'll give it a shot. Okay, I got both plates off, or these pads. This lower one is a little bit more difficult to get off. These are kind of hard to get at, and these are kind of hard to even crush. So I got two of these out, got this unhooked from the wiring harness, and then just kind of squeezed it as best I could and pulled it, and it came off. Some people paint these. I'm gonna just put the Forever Black on it. See, I got a lot of rust, and you can see, I mean, yeah, we had a pretty bad storm yesterday, but you can see water just collects under these things. So I'm gonna kind of sand this thing down and hit it with the primer as well. Might as well hit this too, you know, just kind of dress it up a little bit. I've already masked the front. I gotta kind of take care of these guys. I'm just gonna tape them up. I'm not gonna take these out because I started taking them out and the clips started breaking off of them. I don't have any replacements, so looks like they get painted, and rust will eventually come around them. But you know, depending on how everything goes, I think the best option at this point is probably change this bumper out. But let's see how it looks when it's painted. A little addendum here, I decided to just take these off. It occurred to me that like everything else in this truck, interesting, it says Blazer on it, but like everything else in this truck, they probably just snap off, and sure enough they do. This thing, on the other hand, I took the cylinder out, went to move it. There's so much rust around the back that I'm just gonna paint around it. I gave up on it. It doesn't move, and it's pretty lock solid. Good spare though. All right, back to it. Okay, I've masked off just to kind of protect. Everything's still very wet. But I've masked it off to kind of protect this and this. Again, I'm not going to take those off. I know I should. I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to hit it. I want to get through to this where it's bubbling here. So this is 80 grit. I'm going to hit these spots with 80. And then I'm going to hit the rest, unless I need to put some filler in here, which I hope I do not. Then I'm going to hit the rest with 220. And your goal is just to scuff it, so the primer will stick and the paint will stick. Because if you don't, like if you were to just paint over this, the paint would probably come off. So I'll need very little filler for that. I'll just mix them up now. So I got that body filler. Incidentally, this is actually what I tested out the colors I was going to paint it with. I'm glad I didn't go with silver. I think this is kind of a bronze. That's the gray. That's the silver. Silver was too bright, and then that down there is the pewter, which I had originally thought maybe for the bumpers, but I found something else I'm going to try. But let's get some body filler mixed up, and I don't need very much at all. This is really going to be quick. Let me put some gloves on. It's funny, no matter how many times you use this stuff, you always forget how bad it smells. Those fumes are pretty strong. One of the reasons why I neglected to take auto body in shop class. I did not want to die young. I even need this much. As I said, there's very little to actually press into, but I'll do this first. I wish I had a plastic scraper because I could use that. It would be a little easier to do, but I don't know where it is. So cardboard it is. I just gotta press it into the holes. Well, of course, right? I got some on it right where the tape, where the tape moved. Gotta act quick with this stuff. I don't want to get caught with it drying on me, which happens quite often. It's already almost dry. It moves, it dries quick. No, just gotta press it into the holes. It doesn't want to take it. There we go. It's in. Okay. All right, well, just in time. It's already setting. I guess I could have used a little less hardener in it to kind of get it to slow down. Let that dry. I'm going to get this off. I'm taking the tape off here because I want to make sure that this doesn't cause me any grief later by sticking to the bumper. And it also exposed that I did get some on the bumper, which I got off. It'll come off with acetone, by the way, quite easily, but I'd rather not do that either. Okay. I'll let that sit for a while. I gotta sand it. I'll move back to the back bumper. Okay, I've got it all sanded about as well as I really care to. I got it scuffed up. You can see the lines. I scuffed it. I don't know. I'm gonna hit it with this. I got about half a can here. Hopefully that's enough to do this. If not, I got one more can. So we'll see how it goes. Let me get a mask on. One unfortunate aspect of this rust reformer primers, it does take a long time to dry. It's not like some primers where you can paint over in 20 minutes. That's it for this can. Did not have quite enough. Okay, time to sand this stuff down and scuff up the bumper. Unfortunately, I don't have any more of that rust reformer primer. So for the front, I'm going to use Rustoleum high heat because it's what I had in the garage. If, of course, any of you think that this is not the primer at all that I should be using here, speak now or forever hold your peace, or leave a comment, and I'm sure I'll receive the comment far too late for it to make any difference. But this is what I'm going to use. I've had good luck with this, painting all sorts of things, even from door handles to barbecue grills. I mean, I think that's what it's made for, is fireplaces and barbecue grills, but and maybe engines. But I'm going to sand it down and we'll see how it goes. That's not good. That's pretty good. That's not good either. I think I'm going to use a sanding block. Just a little easier to get down in here with this without scraping anything else up. Actually, there's a bump there. I keep thinking I gotta sand it off. There's actually a bump. There's rust behind the chrome there. Still, unfortunately, very wet. I guess that's a hazard of trying to do this the morning after a big storm. But I actually have a goal of trying to get this done this weekend. So this is a major part, but it was something I could have done later, but also I don't have a lot of time, as I said. In fact, 10 o'clock now. I've got a hard shut off at 11:30 to get ready to go, so I've got to I got to dry this thing out and then acetone it down, prime it. But I am really eager to see how it comes out. I've got I found a can of some other type of hammered, I don't know what color it is, but it's actually Krylon. I've been using Rustoleum on the body, but I found a can of Krylon in the garage. It's actually very dark gray. So I'm thinking it'll be a nice contrast. We'll have the medium gray, the black here, the black plastic, and the dark gray on the bumper. And if it doesn't look good, I'll either hit it with this or black. All right, let me acetone it down and wipe some of this water up, because that's going to be a problem if it drifts on the paint while I'm painting it. Okay, I've got it masked up, taped up, using my big book of Microsoft masking paper. Do not want to get any paint on my freshly painted bumper top. For some reason I missed that. All right, let's hit it with this high heat primer, see how it does. Well, it's almost like if you wash your car and you expect it to rain right after, you start painting in Florida, the wind hits. In that case, it blew actually water from the roof down on the thing, so see how it goes. I do like this primer. It covers fantastic quickly, dries pretty quick. All right, 2 quick coats, half can. Stuff goes pretty well. The Rustoleum rust reformer doesn't go too far. Actually, that's about, only used about 20% of that can. So let's look the back. Unfortunately, when it sprayed water on it, I got to deal with that. I'll have to hit it with some sandpaper and then hit it again. Let's look at the back. Not bad. This has been sitting in the sun. It's dry. It's dry, so I'm going to get the Krylon and hit it, and we'll see what that Krylon stuff looks like compared to the other. If it doesn't look good, I can always recover it. So one thing about hammered paint is you really want to shake it a lot. You know, like, that's not going to do it. You want to shake it about 200 times, really, to get it to mix right. And also, don't paint with gloves on. Unfortunately, you'll end up getting paint on your the tip of your glove, and you'll end up with splashes. All right, let's see what happens. Let's see what this color looks like. I'm curious. Whoa. So the color is hammered dark bronze, but it is really metallic. Whoa. That is wild. It looks like it's got glitter in it. I don't know if I'm going to like it. I mean, wow, that is really weird. I don't know. Let's go, though. You can actually see the glitter, which I do not want to breathe in, coming off of the paint. So it's probably coming to mind now. Jesus, plugging up the nozzle too. Why I probably tried this paint and was like, oh, geez, I'm not using that for anything. Because I don't know if I want. I don't know if I want to. Just too. I don't know what that looks like. Now the wings picked up again. Yeesh, you can't win here. I mean, they really should warn you what this stuff ends up looking like. It also plugs the nozzle like crazy. Oh, jeez. I don't think this can's gonna work. This nozzle's junk. So, bro. Alright, let me see if I can get another nozzle. I'll have to see what it looks like when it dries. Oh yeah, much better. It's still crazy, this paint. But might look good with as a bumper, maybe. I don't know. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I guess it does kind of look like bronze, I guess. Oh, most of the problem seems to have been the nozzle. Seems to be going on much better now. It's still very metallic. I mean, not what I would have used for a bumper. And the texture is much rougher than the hammered. I'm glad I didn't try anything like crazy like this. It's going to take probably the whole can even just to do the rear bumper. Yeah, it's fixing where it's sprayed all over. That's good. Alright. I don't know. I to describe it. Alright, so that is not going to make my life any easier. That paint spit all over the place. It broke through 2 nozzles. I mean, once, if it worked, it wasn't bad. The color's nice, but the metallic, I don't know. I don't know what this paint was going for. So anyway, this is called Hammered Dark Bronze. I got to about 2/3 of the can and I plugged my 3rd nozzle and gave up. I'm gonna end up letting it dry, lightly sanding the bumper, and then painting it a different color. Let's see what else I've got. Front should be ready to be painted, so let's see what else I've got. All right, this is antique pewter, and it's got one of these goofball heads on it, which I hate. Whew. Today may not be a good day for painting in me, but let's give it a shot. Well, this is a more normal color. It actually looks very close to the gray, which is fine. See how much easier this other can was a nightmare. If this one doesn't plug up on me, I'll at least get the front bumper done. Yeah, this is going on like butter. Okay, get that set. I'll come back to it to do a second coat. I should have enough. Oh, look at that. Actually, I put it on a bit heavy there, and so I got that hammered finish coming out, which is not what I want. But I lost my head for a minute due to that Krylon fiasco. This can does spit a lot, but hammered finish is forgiving. All right, that's 2 coats. It's probably enough. I didn't want the Krylon to fully set, because if it did, I'd have to wait like 7 days to put another coat on. See, this side of the bumper is just unlucky. Everything spits at it. Once again, I'm not worried about overspray here. I'm going to be painting all that anyway. I will say, you know, had the Krylon worked, you put on such a thick coat, it's amazing. And that is really thick paint. But it didn't work for my purposes. I don't know who else uses it. And I'm not dissing Krylon. I actually prefer Krylon in a lot of ways. They're black for antique fans and things like that is far superior, but that particular paint, I think, is a failure. Oh, I forgot to prime these. Oh well. Too late now. Just putting heavy coat on. All right, this can, I know, it's going to be junk. I should put a 3rd coat on there. I'm just so worried because it's spitting and the front bumper came out good. But it is a bumper after all. It's going to be getting hit a lot, so see what we can do. Oh, it's spitting a little bit there. I know what Rustoleum's going for with these cans, because it's a lot easier to coat with them. But basically they're single-use cans. If you start using this can and then try to go back to it a couple weeks later, very likely your nozzle's not going to work. Very light coat. Just trying to get, geez, look at that spit. That's gonna be a hard one to get out. Damn it. I'm just trying to get that kind of gloss sheen out of it. Jesus. I do not like these spray cans. It's dripping all over the place. Okay. All right. Well, not bad. We'll see how it looks with the black on. All right, real quick, because I'm quickly running out of time here. It is 11, and I had a hard stop at 11:30. I'm gonna use this stuff, Forever Black, on these black pieces. I'm doing it now, just I don't want to screw up the paint, for whatever that's worth, because I kind of look at it like I'm going to be repainting that anyway. But this stuff, I use a small sponge, and it's great. I did these when I first got it 10 years ago, and they were pretty much light gray, as most of the 2001 General Motors plastic either was or turned into. But this will blacken it right up, and it lasts a long time. This is a newer bottle than what I had back then. It used to be actually a lot more like shoe polish. It was a lot lighter. It was, you know, more liquidy. It's more of a cross between a paste and a liquid now. So it doesn't, a bottle doesn't go quite as far. I mean, I had the same bottle for years. I did several vehicles with it, no problem. But this newer bottle probably won't last more than this vehicle, and that's it. Okay, I'm done for the day. I've hit my 11:30 peak, and very frustrating. We had a crazy rain squall that came through. So as the CCR song goes, have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny day? Well, in Florida, it's not uncommon at all. But I did not see it on the weather, and I did not expect it. It was really only one big cloud, but it brought wind and everything, and it blew all over. Look at me. So even though I blacked that, it was dripping all over the place, and it did, let's see, I can show you. It did kind of got dirt all over my freshly coated black trim. My estimation is I don't really like this color. It's too close to the other gray. So I got water on the paint. So I'm going to probably just quickly mask this off and paint it the same color as the body, or black. Not sure. I do not envy taking those covers off again. They were not easy to get off. The front, I had the same deal except for the wind in the front. The whole truck got soaked again, and the wind blew the masking tape off and peeled the paper off. The finish came out okay. I did touch it up a bit, but I'm out of that paint. The license plate lights, they got blown. They're wrecked. I'm gonna have to sand them down and paint them again. But yeah, I tried to fix where the tape went on it. I'm gonna just repaint it. I think it's pretty much the decision is made. I've got to repaint it with the either get another can of antique pewter, which raises my budget, or just paint it the body color, because really there's very little difference between the two. I think it looks good from a distance. I mean, the gray looks good with the black and the black. It looks good. So I'm probably gonna just paint it the same color as the body. It's reliable paint, and I've got plenty of it. I bought a lot more than I'm gonna use for the truck. But that's it for today. I will be back probably tomorrow afternoon, and I'll see what else I can get done. I had planned on doing the hood, if it doesn't rain. Doing the hood, and maybe sanding it down, priming it, letting that sit, and then sanding the whole rest of the vehicle down and getting it and masking it and getting it ready for paint on Sunday. I'll have to take these guys off again. But yeah, I mean, the paint's kind of hosed, but all the sanding and all that, that's all still good. So it's a quick mask and hit it with a can. As I've said a dozen times, the hammered finish is very forgiving. So hitting it a second time is fine. It's just that I really got to wait a few days to do that. So I may have to wait till next weekend to do it. Should be at least 7 days, and probably really doesn't cure for 20, but I think 7 days next weekend I should be fine. That's it for today. Take care. A little addendum here. So I just realized when I closed the tailgate, and you can see the gray versus this and versus the original paint, this antique pewter color is almost the exact same color that the truck was. I don't like those cans. I do like this gray, but had I known it at the time, I would have painted the whole thing that antique pewter, because look at how close that is. I don't think you would have known it. I don't think anybody would have noticed. It would have looked like the factory color. Oh well, too late now. It's going to be this color, which I think is prettier anyway.